All right.
Taking offers on Samaje Perine, by the way.
Yeah.
I
didn't realize his boyfriend was
tricked
letting
poor
him out of the
Billy
apartment.
Mack into giving you a first-round pick for Sammy P. Ryan. Whatever the fuck his name is.
Well, the problem is we're not going to find out if Nixon is out before the trade deadline. So
Yep.
It's tough, dude. It's a tough break.
All right. Well, welcome
we are.
back, boys. It's been a while, so we got the squad here together to try to piece together the playoff picture. Who's in, who's out. A lot of movement in the last couple weeks. We had some vacations. We got Mikey on the beach out there. Fucking
Happy Thanksgiving, folks.
Nantucket. See any sharks out there?
Not yet. Damn, yet.
some real Martha Stewart-ass shit, you know, that like New England Thanksgiving, you know, shit.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
He's leaning
Super
into it. Though.
elite.
He's got the murder OJ gloves, and he's got the nice scarf and a nice
Glove don't fit.
Nice Omega.
a nice
Quit.
and the jacket with the like it's like a blazer, but it's like for
Yep.
warmth. Does it have
No,
leather? Does it have leather elbows?
No, it's a car coat, boys, and it's 100% cashmere. Don't give me shit about the beautiful coat. I never get to wear it.
I
in
guess I'm
Texas,
just-
so I'm above the. I'm over the moon getting to wear it on a nice, beautiful day. So anyway, that's not why we're here. Let's talk about the trade deadline and the playoffs.
All right.
Today. I'll be able to get this out today, which is Wednesday. Trade deadline kickoff 12:30. Lions play the Bills 12:30, right? The 12:30 game, Big Cat.
What a matchup!
All right. I'm excited for it.
So am I.
So anyway, get those deals done if you have any that you want to make.
If you have any players left on your roster, I don't think I do.
Whatever, dude. You're 500. I don't know what you're
I
bitching
am
about.
500.
All right, let's get into it. You guys want to like talk about where we're at, playoff status right now?
Yeah.
I think that's probably appropriate.
That's probably a good
Got a little
starting
bit of
point.
Can you guys see my screen?
We can indeed, yeah.
Yep.
All right. Well, Dave, you said you've done
Okay.
some 4 minutes of research for this, so why don't you kick us off?
Yeah, obviously we're looking at Diggs here as the top seed. He hasn't clinched the top seed yet. He has clinched the division, which is nice.
Which is
We're
very
11
impressive.
games in. We have week 12, 13, and 14. That's 3 games. If Lord of the Slum wins 3, he only gets the 9 wins. Derek, first division winner crowned. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Right now, the second seed would be Hulk Hands at 8-3. So Joe has the 2 seed. So Joe and Derek would be the guys getting buys as of this point. Next up, by virtue of tiebreaker in the bottom division, the Strants division, not by tiebreaker. Dominic won and Andrew lost. So Dominic at 7-4 is the next, the 3 seed. Okay. And then the 4 seed goes to Glenn and Dead Money. He's also 7-4. And then we have the 5 seed, which we need to look at. The 2 teams that are 6-5, 2 remaining teams, are Lord of the Slum and Bill Cosby Sleepers. As we stand right now, 2 teams in a tiebreaker goes to head for that last wild card spot. Bill Cosby Sleepers beat Lord of the Slum sometime earlier in I think like week 5 or 6 or something like that. So right now you got Bill Cosby Sleepers in the playoffs. And then for the 6th seed, we go by points, and Lord of the Slum actually takes that from Mac and Cheese by about 20 points, a little more than that. But he's got a 20-point lead. So right now, that's your playoff picture. Now, odd man out right now is Billy. He's the next closest guy. He's about 20 points. Well, he's 20 points behind Bill Cosby Sleepers, and he's 23 points behind Lord of the Slum. And he's also 5-5. So, like, Billy's very much in the thing still.
Mm-hmm.
And the only
See,
other
Bill
team
Cosby
that is
and Lord of the Slum are within 3 points of one another?
23.
23. Okay.
Then you have the other 5 win teams, of which the next is the Mike Smith busing radical vertical impact simulation. If they go on a winning streak,
away.
you can't do that. So if they go on a winning streak, they actually are very much in it. And then you also have the Traz boys at 5 and 6. Again, like they would have to go on a little win streak, but there's 3 games left. 8 wins traditionally is enough to get you into the show. So that's it.
We've seen Traz had an off week against us this week. We've certainly seen them post competitive numbers. They do that 3 weeks in a row, and they're in.
Yeah, they've had 3 down weeks in a row. So they're very fringe on the whole thing because their points are so far behind that they can't make it on points. They have to make it on record essentially. And you're in the same spot, Mike. And the points, the teams that are fighting for the points are Bill Cosby Sleepers, Lord of the Slum, Mac and Chase.
Is anybody close enough that they could catch lightning in a bottle and actually catch those guys, or is it just kind of a foregone conclusion that unless something bizarre happens, those guys are vying for the sixth spot?
You guys are 180 points behind. The Trazes are 200 points behind.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's just not possible.
Nope. Well, that's kind of cool. 3-horse race down the stretch, and all of them are also in contention for their wild card spots too. So that's awesome.
We're not going to worry about losers bracket for right now. Although DJ Boogashuga with a loss this week locks up the number 1 overall pick. Go get him, Danny and Joe. And and I lost by winning last week. I knocked off 16 Czechoslovakians for my 3rd win of the year.
Huge
Craig has a now stranglehold on the 2nd overall pick. But you never know.
It seems pretty safe there, but yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, my team's way better than his, so it's not likely, but you never know. The points don't lie. Anyway,
so we take a minute and talk about my points against average. It's the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen in my whole life.
Well, the other teams can't score any points when you're scoring them all, Derek. It's statistics, okay?
Yeah.
It's obscene.
You just continue to blow out teams with no points scored.
Yeah, so I played Hulk Hands.
You played Hulk Hands, and he did.
Arguably the hottest team coming in. He goes against me and scores 147 points and had all of his wide receivers on bye. I mean, how lucky can he get?
Week.
Yeah, that's just a matchup issue, and I think Joe acknowledged that in the roster construction. He was just going to be screwed and week whatever we passed. He certainly made up for it in many other weeks. So
yeah, if
and
you
it's
go
hard to beat a team twice, Derek. What if you guys face each other again?
I know. I don't want to win. I'd like to have a loss heading into the playoffs, but probably not going to happen.
I know, because
probably going to lose the first round of the playoffs.
That
is going to happen.
Has there ever been a perfect fantasy football season? I don't think that we've had one in either of our leagues, right? There's a real chance here.
There's a possibility.
I'm not just gassing your tires, Derek. But you're not just outscoring the league. You're outclassing the league. I mean, you have almost 100 points on the second scoring team. It's really, really impressive what's happened over there for you. So, look at that. Your winning percentage is 7. Your all play record is 760. It's crazy.
Yeah, that is nuts.
But that's the nature of the playoffs. But again, the design of the league is such that Derek certainly will make a lot of money with all the points that he scored. I think that you've been out of the. I think I looked a couple weeks ago because I was prepping. I think I was going to do a pod and I never got around to it. But I think it was through week 9. I think you'd been out of the money twice.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I'll update.
Yeah, I think you've been
counting sometime, after the trade deadline, because I have.
But I'm pretty sure
for the last couple of weeks.
I'm pretty sure that's true, that you were out of the money twice and you were out of the top half of scoring one week, and that week you were the 7th highest score. So just total domination. But can I ask?
But there's some dangerous teams banging around. They're
there'd be
find
a lot
their way into the playoffs. So.
I guess, Joe, I got to beat up on Joe for a second, but I guess he's vindicated now that Justin Fields is hurt. But like, dude, like you can't. Like Justin Fields was like the hottest quarterback in the league for a long time, and like he's got him rotting away on his taxi squad along with Micah Parsons. I just are we?
Yeah, but those are guys he doesn't have to draft going into the next
The
year.
Micah Parsons I can kind of understand because
because
he's not really going to get any benefit from starting him versus his other linebackers.
He's not going to get any benefit from keeping him either, I guess is my thing. Because, like, look, he's got these 5 guys on his roster that are all just as good as him. So he's burning up I mean, I get it at this point, but, like, geez, man, let the guy play. But anyway, what can I say? Wallace has 8 wins. I got 3. So what do you want from me? Fuck am I?
Better taxi squad management, I guess. But anyway.
Yeah.
My taxi squad is shit.
Oh, well. But yeah, no, I mean,
probably won't even be in the league.
There are guys, and like Dominic in particular is just dangerous because of the way his roster's put together. If Jeff Saturday gets, some run out of Jonathan Taylor and you face Dominic in the playoffs, you being anybody, not you, Derek, but, can draw Dominic on a week when the Chargers go bananas. Like, it's just dangerous. He's got personnel that could be hard to overcome. So,
well, and he's
Derek
getting some
totally
resurgent.
Yeah,
he's getting some resurgent production from Najee Harris too,
Najee's reemerge, and
that's
that
huge.
Was, I think
that was a big win for Dom last week.
Yeah, it was. And if you look at the NFL schedule, the Steelers had a pretty tough draw out of the gate. They're a bad team, but I think they are not as bad as they looked through 7 or 8 weeks. And now they're getting into a softer part of the schedule where the weather is less conducive to throwing the ball all over the place with baby hands. And, Najee's getting more run. And, I mean, he's not going to be the guy anybody thought he was preseason. But he's pretty productive in the last couple of weeks.
Laviska Shenault over Najee Harris. What the fuck?
Najee Harris on the bench?
Yeah, dude, he started Laviska Shenault over him.
That's just out of spite, dude. That's out of spite, and the trend, if you look at it over the course of the whole season instead of looking at a shorter horizon. So he'll sort that out. But like I said, we thought Dominic was really good because he had a lot of scoring, and then he had Taylor and Najee. And the problem is he's been limping along, doing okay this season with almost nothing from Taylor and Najee. And all of a sudden, Taylor and Najee can kind of come back and be a little bit more of what they were supposed to be, along with the scoring that kept Dominic at the top half of the league. And
here's an interesting thing for Dominic's team too. He has 6 running backs, and with the exception of Stevenson, who kind of splits carries, everybody else is the clear number 1 starter. James Conner,
I'd argue
Najee Harris, Latavius Murray, Jonathan Taylor, and Jeff Wilson. I mean, that's all guys that like you would want to find starts for on a weekly basis. And this same with Stevenson too. So it's a pretty good team, man, if things come around for him.
Yeah.
Which just means that, while it kind of looks like a foregone conclusion, it clearly isn't. And I think it's going to be fun down the stretch, and it should be a good playoffs because we'll see. It would be the second year, really kind of third year in a row, right? Because Wallace looked pretty world-beating when he won, and Andrew was just, kind of a clear front runner. So we have 2 years in a row where the front runner has been able to kind of get through the playoff gauntlet. We'll see if we get a third.
Yeah,
I'm rooting for you, Derek, since I'm not in it. But
I appreciate that.
No worries, buddy.
All right.
Glenn's put together some pretty good weeks too. He's got the Tony Pollard train.
Yeah.
Yes, that's paying off for him in spades now, and Eckler's been huge.
Right, Eckler's found himself.
He's still holding on to that Odell Beckham lottery ticket, which there's a lot of buys in weeks 13 and 14. Like if I don't know if he's going to sign and get up to speed in time, but it's a possibility. But Glenn's team is very not bad at all.
Yeah. Well, and interesting that he didn't make any major moves in the trade market, did he?
I don't think he's made any moves.
Yeah, I don't think.
Yeah, he didn't. Yeah. So I'm not sure if he's got anything cooking, down the stretch here, but he's been able to be productive without sacrificing like Bussing did to build out the team last year. And again, that's not a shot at Bussing. I think if you look at some of the prime contributors that Glenn is trotting out this year, they're not on that roster without the moves, Brian made last year. So while Glenn had a slow start to the draft this year and stuff for lack of the traded draft picks, the assets that were traded for those draft picks are contributing to him being a playoff team this year. So.
Yeah, it hasn't hurt him this year, but he may have to pay the piper down the road. But,
Well, it happens to all of us.
Indeed.
And Andrew's team's just gotten decimated by injuries, too.
Yeah,
he had Dax. He got Cooper Kupp out now.
Right.
Wandale finally broke through, and now he's got an ACL.
Right. Yeah. No, it's been brutal.
Goddard's
but I mean, at the beginning of the
IR.
season, Goddard.
It's horrible.
At the beginning of the season, when you looked at that roster, it was like it takes something this catastrophic to make that not one of the elite rosters in the league, and unfortunately, it has caught up with them this year. It's just a series of really bad breaks on really good players.
Yeah, it's just bad luck. And I mean, there's nothing else you can say. There's not really anything that he could do, and tough luck.
I actively acquired guys on IR. He's just having guys go to IR. So. Anyway,
you guys want to take a look at the pre-deadline power rankings?
Let's do it.
Yeah,
let's. After tomorrow morning.
All right. Well, you guys can help me out here because everything I did right there was all the studying I did for this podcast. So I'm afraid we're going to have to move. We can get some of these guys out of the way early.
Yeah.
So there we
got
go.
Craig, we got me, we got Mike and Brian. Well, I'm going to call. I'm going to say.
How far are you going to bear?
They have to be circling the drain, right?
Yeah, I don't think they're dead.
We're trying to die, but
no, they're not. They got 5 wins.
We can't.
I would say.
Yeah, I can't have you circling the drain when you're right square in the playoff picture.
All right. Agree.
All right, fine.
It was Danny and Joe I was looking for.
Yeah. Traz boys, I think they're in the somewhere.
Can't you just preload them into the dead category?
Big Cat, you can put yourself in the top meta, obviously.
One-man race right now.
Yeah.
I think you have to separate between Derek and the other major contenders.
That's what I would do there. I would also put, for me at least, that's exactly what I would put. Dominic as a serious contender.
I think Dominic and Joe Wallace are kind of in the same neck of the woods to me. You guys can disagree if you want, because Dominic has had more stumbles.
Dominic's had a gritty season, man. He's had
it. That's
adversity, and he's still put up wins. He's had a real nice year.
Yeah, I totally agree. And he's had those 2 huge underperformances that I mentioned already. We don't need to keep beating that drum, but like the fact that he has cobbled together a lineup that could survive those 2 busts is unbelievable to me.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so let's talk about Glenn real quick and where we see him fitting into the landscape of the league.
Do we want to look at his matchups for the next 3 weeks? Because to me, that could make a big difference on his playoff potential. I don't know who he's got. If he's got Derek and Wallace.
I think it's all division games starting next week. I think this is the last week of external games. Yeah, he's got Traz this week, Hulkhands next week, and DJ Booga Sugar. So you got to assume he gets 2 more wins out of that. Maybe
I think that's right.
3.
So that's got him safely in the playoffs. I mean, unless he scores no points and has bad breaks. So
this is Glenn.
What are
we
doing
about,
with Glenn?
Right?
Yeah.
I mean,
I would probably have Glenn. It would either be Glenn or Billy Mack for me next.
Where's Goldberg?
Yeah, Goldberg is.
If Goldberg would have won last week, I think he would have had a little more momentum.
Yeah,
but I think he's got a tougher. Well, he's got a bye this week against Derek Sanders. It's one of the worst rosters we've ever seen.
I don't know how you can say that when Danny and Joe are in the league, but
they're not on the call right now.
Worst. He didn't say the worst.
Yep. And then he's got me.
And
then he's got probably. Oh yeah. So
this is a situation where Mike controls his own destiny.
Goldberg needs to score points,
But
right? He just needs to crank out points.
Yeah, I mean, he's not going to win. He might win one. He should get this week, right? He should beat me, you would think. But like, I think that the old computer here thinks that our game's a little closer than maybe the records might indicate. I mean, dude, I get to start Tua against Houston.
Yeah, that's a nice matchup.
Kind of a lot of points, but he's 24-point favorites based on that. So let's give him a win against me. But I'd be surprised if he knocks you off. And then Billy, I'm sorry, has just been the better team as of late. You know.
Yeah.
Well,
this
that's
week
not true
14 matchup against Mikey versus Mac and Chase. That's going to be
That's
a big one.
Be a big one. That's going to be a monster
it's
game.
Gonna be. Well, hold on. Let's see what Billy has.
A whole mess of playoff.
Yeah. So
Bill's got that.
Bill's at 5 wins, right?
Yeah, he's got Hulk hands this week.
That is still under protest.
He's got Craig. So Bill should be able to get to 6 wins. Mike should be able to get to 7 wins. So that week 14 matchup could be for Bill to get to,
because Bill at
that
7
that would get Bill to 7 wins with a tie, and Mike to 7 wins with no tie. And if it comes down to that record, that would put Mike there. But also that's gonna be most likely the points-based wild card is going to be the dogfight between those two also.
That's right. I mean, there is a scenario where they're just vying for 5th and 6th playoff position.
Yeah, it's very likely.
Yeah.
But I mean Glenn, with one more win, Glenn is pretty much in.
Is he sitting at 7-4? Is that right?
He's 7 wins, yeah.
Yeah, dude.
So
I think one more in the next 3 weeks, he's good.
With Wallace, though, so a Wallace win, and Wallace still can't clinch this week. Wallace win,
I don't think so.
And a Glenn loss is 9 wins and 7 wins, but Glenn is 4-0 in the division.
Right. So that puts him at 4-1. They've probably split in the division thus far.
Yeah. So
yeah,
I don't know if Wallace can clinch, but he can clinch a playoff spot for sure by getting to 9 wins.
Oh yeah.
Well, and his point total's got to be. I mean, he's functionally in, but
yeah, he's in. Essentially.
But I think we like where Glenn sits. I think Glenn is in good shape, and then Goldberg and Billy Mack seem to be rounding it out.
Yeah, so that second seed in the first round bye is the second seed in the first round bye is up for grabs right now, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Between Hulk Hands, Dead Money, and Dom. Yep.
Yeah. Seems right.
So flip back to the
way that our
rankings.
Playoff payouts work. That's worth it. That gets you an additional.
For sure, yeah, it's more guaranteed money.
Guaranteed money.
I mean, I don't know. I would make a bold statement and change here. Are we sure that the Bill Cosby sleepers aren't just circling the drain at this point?
Yeah, I mean, they have so many injuries and their roster is so decimated at this point. Like, yeah, I don't think he's going to make it.
Well, like, here's the thing. Who does he play? Right? Because he's in the playoffs right now, so it's a little bold to say he's cooked, but he's got to play Mike, the guy who can't even tank correctly, Smith with Brian. Then he's got Dominic, and then he's got me. So he should win 2 more games, theoretically. He should still be able to pull out 2 wins. So you can't circle the drain on him. But I don't think he can get past those top tier teams. But yeah, that's the way I pretty much see it right there. I think Glenn is I feel like Glenn is almost separated from Billy and Goldberg in some ways, but like I guess that can change week to week.
But I suppose that could. That's right. If he has a really bad showing this week and one of them blows out, then we only have 2 games left. Then you start looking even closer at the matchups and seeing where it's going to net out. But just based on record and recent performance, I think Glenn's separated.
Yeah. Doesn't that seems a little bit more realistic, right?
Yeah, I think that's what I got.
And I think if Billy gets a win, I would bump him into the hunt.
Mm-hmm.
because of potential scoring. Jamar Chase comes back, things could blow up real fast for him, but
Yeah.
he's not there right now.
So speaking of which, let's have a look at this week's matchups.
Let's.
This rock is pretty uncomfortable. My ass is killing me. So we're going to need to wind this down a little bit. I sound like Dave.
I got about hey-o.
What?
Not appreciated.
Rude. That was rude and uncalled for.
Rude.
Hulk hands
Rude.
versus Mac and Chase. That's the game of the week. We'll do that one last.
All right, here, while you guys are doing this, I'll go set a couple dummy lineups for that game, okay?
Okay.
Let's get to it.
Because I think Diggs versus
So wait a second.
DJ.
Can we yeah, that one. Is that a real matchup?
Wait, what is it?
Derek plays the show.
Oh, my God. Now, we've had a few triple-digit wins in the league, but this could be a record.
This could be the largest margin victory.
There's no
in the
buys
history of
this
the
week.
league.
There's no
Are there
buys this week. So every team is starting their A1A roster. So you got the Diggs A1A roster going. Like,
oh man,
see you later, Boga Sugar.
Yeah, okay, just move on. That's awesome. I can't wait to see that.
Cosby versus Mike Smith.
Bring it. How badly off is he?
Looks like the website is not predicting too good of a matchup for you this week. So I'll go Bill Cosby there. That's probably eking into the playoffs and losing in the first round is probably worst case scenario for Andrew at this point. So that's probably what will happen.
Yeah, that seems right. Well, I mean, God forbid we don't want to win this week. So I'm hopeful that we've got enough injuries and terrible players that we can manage to lose.
Team Travis versus Dead Money.
Darrell Henderson's not even on a roster anymore, right?
No, he got cut.
Yeah, so I guess we have an open roster spot when we drop him. It's exciting.
Seems like an odd move.
What the hell are the Rams doing? They're like, okay, we're never going to play.
They're packing it in. So they're all done.
I know, but they're such a hot mess. How do you walk away from Akers, then bring him back, then cut the guy that you were going to? I mean,
yeah,
they're
crazy.
They're a fucking mess, dude. The Rams are a goddamn mess.
Yeah, well, at least they have a lot of draft picks to restock. Oops, nope. No.
Whoopsie.
Who do you guys got? Traz or Dead Money?
I think Dead Money. I think you got to go Dead Money again.
Who do the Browns?
We're starting A1A rosters here.
Who does Minnesota play?
Minnesota plays the Patriots.
Oh shit, that's no bueno. And then the Brownies.
Browns get to play
Tampa Bay.
Yeah, nope. I'm taking Glenn. That's the two primary scoring players for Trans have either marginal or bad matchups. That's not good. Although I guess maybe Tampa's running.
Joe, it fucking sucks. This team sucks.
I'm building team is terrible.
I mean, I think he's got to start Jimmy G this week. I don't think you can start Kirk Cousins in primetime at New England on Thursday night. Like Kirk Cousins under the lights is a disaster.
Mm-hmm. He is terrible.
So you can't do that.
You need him on the noon game or the 1 o'clock game that no one's watching. Okay, next matchup. I took Dead Money in that one instead of Traz. Sorry, guys.
Beaver Tamers versus Craigie Fragrance.
Craigie Fragrance.
I'm gonna take Dominator on this one.
Yeah, I'm afraid this is an open and shut case here. This is a powerhouse lineup Beaver Tamers has this week.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, dude. I mean, look at that running back situation he's got. I mean, and just to like rub salt in the wounds, you got Jeff Wilson going against Houston. Houston is the worst run defense in the league. It's like he could run for 200 yards. So
football.
This is a very good that lineup. That's a good lineup, dude.
Really good.
Really good.
I mean, that's really good. So good for you, Dominic.
Way to go, Dom.
Barry Sanders.
Oh,
hey, look at me.
Oh, we already called this one, didn't we?
Well, I'm gonna win because Mikey just doesn't have it. Let me do a little experiment here. Or Big Cat, you wanna drop in and just create a starting lineup for Mikey and see how we do?
Sure.
I mean, sometimes that's fun to do. Sometimes that's an interesting exercise. So you get to start Mahomes, obviously. What do you do at running back? Jamal Williams, yes. ETN, yes. Yeah. It's about it, right? Let's see what his wide receiver situation is. So you start Debo, Amon-Ra, Tony.
Waddle,
I don't think he's gonna go. You get Waddle in there. And then you go Higbee, I guess. I guess so. I think you need another offensive player. I think you go Slayton. I guess I would do.
Yeah, I'll just give him the biggest projected points left. James Robinson or Slayton.
Jimmy Robinson.
Which one?
No, Kenyon Drake has 10 points. Or wait, no, you're right.
8.7. We'll just give him Slayton for right now.
I would do Slayton. I don't think you can start a Jets running back.
It's true, unfortunately.
And then you do Jonathan Owens. He has a higher projection. So that's as good as you can make it look, I think, right?
Mm-hmm.
Put it in the mixer, see what happens.
See what the old Googler says.
The matchup machine says? Ooh.
Yeah, I'm going to give it to Mikey on this one.
Yeah, I mean, my wide receiver situation is not. No.
Yeah.
It's not great, Bob.
I mean, it's been the strength of the wide receiver room for Mikey for a lot of the season. So ride that horse.
Yeah.
With Mike.
All right.
And then we got Mac and Chase.
Oh, wow.
Fans. I worked off the assumption that Mixon is going to go and that Jamar Chase is not going to go, but Juju is going to be back in the mix. But
yeah, I mean, he played last week. So
what?
Didn't he play on?
Juju was out. Remember, he got knocked out.
I thought I saw him on the field.
Concussion.
Well, Cadaverous Tony was getting no catches when the fucking Chiefs had. Yeah, I lost another game because of that cocksucker. So I'm pretty glad I got rid of him. Congratulations, Goldberg.
Tomorrow. I mean, Wallace's wide receivers are pretty fucking good. It's a pretty good situation he's got with it.
Yeah.
But Billy's are good too.
Is there any chance that Chase plays this week? I haven't seen any updates.
I don't actually know. I haven't seen any. I don't think so. I don't think so
either. But I mean, I just figure when he comes back, he's going to go bananas. Like, you know, it'll be like boning an old girlfriend for Burrow. He's just going to go to town.
I mean, I do think that Jamar Chase changes everything. Like, if Jamar Chase starts this game and he can pull Pickens out, then, I mean, I think Billy's got the edge here. So I wouldn't be surprised at all to see Billy knock off Joe.
No, I wouldn't either. I'm kind of throw things into a little bit of disarray, so I'm rooting for it.
Yeah, I love chaos. Give me some chaos.
I'll take
Hulk hands.
Oh.
I've been burned by Bill. He's just I can't quit him, but I'm gonna lay off of the sauce for this week.
There is a real possibility of something that we haven't talked about yet here, though, is that if Justin Fields is healthy, clear to play, and goes, I think Wallace has to start him. You can't start Kirk Cousins in a primetime game on a Thursday night in New England against Belichick. Like, you can't do that.
This could be the first time in Kirky's life that he's ever played well at night on a primetime game. I mean, he's due. He's due, isn't he?
I mean, he threw for 100 yards last week, so that's pretty cool, I think. Most people
like pick sixes against Notre Dame when they played at night against them. I mean, that guy sucks. He's terrible. I can't believe he's an NFL quarterback.
Man's a menace.
He's a successful NFL quarterback, too. That's
no, I know he is. No, God bless his heart. I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, he threw for 105 yards last week. So
it was a good showing. Well, he didn't have the best wide receiver in the NFL to throw. Oh, wait a second, he did. This guy's a fucking disaster.
Well, anyway. What was that about? That was about Dallas's pressure, and he had no time to throw. And I'm pretty sure that New England has Matthew Judon, and I don't anticipate Cousins being able to stay away from him very much. So, like, to me, it kind of looks like a similar type result, or the Minnesota Vikings are going to get their shit pumped on national TV on Thanksgiving night.
Probably.
I think Wallace takes a
That's Patriots.
That assertion,
Patriots under Big 3, Big Cat.
I like
Big
it.
4.
Big 4.
Big 4. Big 4. Big 4. Patriots under.
All right. Well, there you have
All right,
it.
boys.
Exciting times. Enjoy turkey.
Yep. Have a good Thanksgiving, everybody.
Yeah,
got
eat yourself stupid and watch some football.
Got some meat on the smoker right now. I'm going to attend to.
Don't forget to set your lineups, by the way.
Yeah, get to it tomorrow morning.
12:30 tomorrow. So
send your final trade offers my way. I'm for business.
Oh yeah, the shop is still open. So just so you know.
Happy Thanksgiving.
I'm not interested in trading now that Deontay Foreman's off the trade market. That was the guy I was really trying to get.
Hey, Samaje Perine. If Mixon doesn't play, he's a good.
He's shown that he can get it done.
Yep.
Poor man's Tony Pollard.
Very poor man.
All right, guys.
All right, boys. We'll see you.
All right, boys.
Later.
Good luck.